Hey guys, welcome back and let's continue with the next part. Yesterday, I explained you the core idea and the core principle about GitLab, right? It's a one single platform for everything. Okay. It means, let me very quickly log into this portal, log into this portal. So when I log in here, I'm going to log in using GitHub, or you can use any other way also to log in. And when you log in via this way, this is called you're logging with OAuth. Okay. And why am I discussing this point right now? Because you're going to need somewhere. And when you log in this way, you don't have to create an account, and there's no account, there's no password. And without having the password, you might face some issue. What is the issue? I will tell you. But right now I'm logging with a GitHub or maybe any other way to log in. And this kind of login is called login via OAuth protocol. Okay. So now before guys I start, this is the one single unified or one single platform, right, for the DevOps. That's what I explained you in my last class. Okay. It means if you want to manage your manage your SCM, that is called your repository. Okay. So if you want to manage the repository, this is called SCM, you can manage here. If you want to write your CI pipeline, continuous integration pipeline, you can manage here. You want to do a continuous delivery or deployment, you can do here. Okay. And when I talk about CI CD, to run RCI or CD, respective pipeline, you need some kind of environment. So they will give this environment to you with the help of executor or the runners that can be taken care by these guys. Or if you guys know about Docker, so in the Docker we have images. So if you want to build your own image also, you can do again same thing also over here. And for after image has been created in the Docker, okay, you have to store the images, and there we need container registry or the Docker registry. So they also give a registry to you. You can store your Docker images same in the same GitLab only, rather than you go to hub.docker.com or get your own registry. So without storing your images here of the Docker, you can store again in the same project. And again, that is again per project wise. So if, for example, this is a project we created yesterday. So this project, all the images related to this project, we can store here in your own registry, package registry. So my point here is I'll go to these topics in very detail in maybe today in my next classes. All right. But if you see guys, anything related to projects, the project repository, the CI/CD, security compliances, container registry, monitoring, analytics, and much more thing. Okay, whatever we need in the entire software development life cycle. Okay, per project wise, okay, they give the options here. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So in today's world, whichever things we need, mostly we need container, for example, or we need registry, for example, we need analytics or monitoring, for example, or security related compliance, for example. So anything related to software development, especially the life cycle part, okay, we can manage over here, and that to be managed per project. And that's per project, you guys, very important. It means all the project specific thing is stored over here only. Okay, it means it's like isolated, and isolation guys always give the extra security. Okay, so any images, any code, any other things, we will store and manage separately per project wise. Okay, the credential, the security, the world, the values, the password, the keys. Okay, per project we are going to manage, and that will give you a very different detailed level of isolation and very advanced level of security. So as we progress in this program, guys, almost all the concept what I'm trying to touch or whatever available, I will explain you in very detail with all the practicals, right? But just to give you one more context, that it is not only the iPad what I explained to you, it's much more you can do over here in the GitLab. Okay, that is one of the reasons why this is one DevOps platform. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to create a new project. Everything I want to start from fresh. There's two, at least maybe three topics, depending on time, I will have to cover today. One, I will have to cover about if you want to change the Docker image. Yesterday, guys, I show you when you build and run the pipeline, they will use one Ruby image by default, but in some cases, in most of the cases, we have to change it. How we can change? There's one thing. The second thing, there's concept called runners. So if you want to add your own personal runner, how we can add from Docker, from Kubernetes, from Linux, from Windows, how can we add? I will talk in this topic in very detail. And if you get the time, I'll show you how we can use the Docker registries here or container registry and keep our images here. Rather than we create the Docker images in the Docker hub, we can keep also here how we can use this. That's also one of the plan. Let's see how much we can reach today, but these are some of the plan for today's classes, right? So for this, let me go back to my home page. Let me create a fresh new project. Okay, let me give a blank project, right? And let's say this is the training would be second 2021. I'm just writing some random name here. Okay, second class, I can say. Okay, and I'm making my project again. Let me put in the private. Okay, nobody can see from outside world also my project. And let's say deployment tiger will be by default. By default would be Dockers. Okay, and let me create the project. So it will give you one project, and this project they give you separate options. So whatever you see, guys, in the next first project, that has the own personal isolated personal information here. So anything you do here, put packages, registry, data, pipeline, right, is only for this project, has been isolated for this project, right? And whatever you see in this project has been isolated. So it will give you a very high level control, okay, in terms of security and the management, right, of this project. Okay, this is one thing. Now, second thing, guys, in this project, by default, if you see there's one repository they created for you, okay, like more like a GitHub kind of a repository. So before, guys, I hadn't used any other concepts. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do this kind of setup. Okay, so what I want to do here is, this is my GitLab running somewhere. Right now, GitLab is running in their own setup. That's called GitLab Cloud, or maybe on the internet. And here I have my repository, most like a GitHub, and I'm sitting in my laptop. Maybe you as a developer would be more comfortable to work on your laptop as a workstation, and you're writing the code on your respective programming language. Okay, and after you keep on writing the code, you save the code, commit the code, and you would like to push the code to the GitLab instead of GitHub. So how we can push the code over here? Okay, so what I'm going to do in my own personal laptop, my Windows, let me do this thing very quickly. Okay, it's more like a GitHub, but let me do it. So for this, in my laptop, I need some kind of Git software installed. I think those who have done the GitHub training, we have given this video already to you. They know the command line, but those who by chance don't know till, then we can download Git Bash as a one software. You can go here and download the software. In my case, the software already downloaded. There's a Git client software. In my case, I already have. So let me use git bash to start in my system. And let's say this is my laptop. I'm sitting in the in the my client side, my developer system workstation. And what I'm going to do, I'll go to my download folder, document folder. Let me get my separate folder over here, GitLab workspace. Okay, in this folder, let me create one more folder. Let's say this is my project. So there's one folder I created here. Okay, this folder is empty. But my plan, guys, I would like to code in Python or Node or some other languages here. Okay, some other languages here. And I want this code to be uploaded in my GitLab. So my other team can see it, or maybe I might be working alone. I can write my build pipeline. Okay. So let me very quickly write one file. Let's say this is just a test.txt file just to see what is happening. So I'm going to create one file. This is just test. See, but you guys know, if you want to make this folder as a Git repository locally in system, you know, there's a git init command you run. What a file you have to add in your staging area. Then you have to commit with some comment. Let's say this is the first comment. All the file I want to commit, and run the git status. Okay. Now in my system, everything is been stored in the git local repository. Okay, and I'm maintaining the version here. I can roll back all the things over here. So these are the basic things. You guys have to know it from my GitHub training. Okay, but now my point is I'm working in my local laptop and I want this repository to be uploaded from my laptop to the GitLab. How can we do this? And for this, normally we have the git push command. And before the push, guys, what you have to do, you tell your laptop where is your remote origin. Means where you want to upload. You want to upload in GitLab, AWS, code management, code commits, or GitHub. So you have to give your remote URL where in your local system. So that's what, guys, they give you in the GitLab here. And they say here, if anybody want to upload any code from outside in this repository, then we have this origin you can add. So this is a command they give you, and because this is the same URL of this one. Okay, so you to add this in your local system in your current project. Okay, right now if you see git remote, okay, nothing we have. But if I paste, now my local will know where to upload when we want to upload in the future. Okay, and then we can add the branch name, which one branch we want to upload. Right now in my local system, I have the master branch. Same branch I have in my remote master branch, that is also known as main branch over here. So my point here is, in my local I have the master branch, but in the remote I have the main branch. Okay, so that's what I'm telling to this guy, that in my local system, whichever the branch you have locally master. Okay, but when you upload in the remote, I don't have the master branch, I have the main branch. So I want this code to be uploaded in the main branch. So that's what the command I'm running here. And I'm not explaining this command to you, but I told you multiple times, these things are very simple. It is there in my GitHub training in very detail from very basics. Okay, so that's been said. And now when we run this command push from your local system. Okay, this is my local system, my laptop. Sorry, local system, my laptop. My data, whatever there in this folder, only one file I had created, will be uploaded to this branch of the origin. And what is origin? This is the URL origin. It will be GitHub or GitLab. It will push. In this case, guys, if you're uploading this data, okay, from your laptop to GitHub or GitLab, okay, they ask you for the authentication part. They say, give me your login and password. Now, this is the one challenge here. Right now, the account that I created here in the GitLab, I have log in something like this. I told you already. Okay, I log in uh, something like this. Okay, I log in via some other website that's called OAuth kind of login, and there GitLab doesn't have my login and password. Okay, and because they don't have a login and password, so in this case, when I run this command, it will fail. It will fail. Okay, so for this purpose, okay, what you have to do in your GitLab, you have to create the account. Okay, so how to get the account? So we will go to GitLab. Maybe let me open one more tab for this. So in the GitLab, just go on the top and go to preferences. I think somewhere here. And somewhere, if you see, go to preferences, there's this kind of left tab gonna come up. Okay, these are settings where you have your billing and other things. We might talk a little bit about billing also today. But here there's option called password. Even though better practice to set SSS key, how to set is the same thing as that I did in my GitHub also. So same thing you can do here. But let me set the password where to do the things very quickly. In my case, I already set the password. But in your case, you won't see this current password option. You will directly set the password. This option gonna come up. So I'm going to set a password and click and save. That's all. In my case, I already have the password. In your case, you don't have. If you don't have, then you have to come to this screen and save it. So go to settings and preferences and set the password. That's all. After you set the password, now let me come to my repository. This is a file I had already, but I'm going to upload the file from my local system. Now let me try. Guys, here they ask you password. In my case, they are not asking the password from me because I already connected with my GitLab once. At the time, my Windows stored password locally. Okay, otherwise, in your case, they'll pop up and that time we give the password. So password is right, but the challenge here is even though they fail. Okay, so you want to upload any local repository or any repository in your GitHub, they fail, and the message what the GitLab is talking about, they're not allowed to upload because the branch you're uploading, the branch that uploading was, I told you, is the main branch. It's like more like a master branch, and they are protected. Okay, protected. What I mean by this, normally, guys, again from my GitHub training, I explain you about the concept of different branches, and there I explain the concept that main branch is a very important branch. Okay, and normally, whatever code we have in the main branch, that is code always go to production. So any changes if you keep on doing in my code, it is recommended that don't do directly on the main branch, create a sub branch or feature branch and do the changes there. And after you test the changes, everything work fine. Then those sub branch or feature branch merge into the main branch. That are the best practices. Okay. And to follow these best practices, what GitLab has done, they log this branch or they protect this branch and say anybody try to put the data directly, push the data directly from their system, we won't allow you. Okay, we won't allow because this branch is protected because you're not following the best practices. Okay, means if you want to upload any data, first create a sub branch, upload the data, then your one more branch come up, test the things the way you want to test, and then things working fine, then merge into the main branch. Merging is allowed in the main branch, but pushing that in the main branch is not allowed. They are protected. That's a good thing, guys. They have the setting. Okay. Otherwise, if you upload, merge, or if you upload or push the data directly on the main branch, if code is being corrupted, then a lot of issue you will see because main branch is the one who actually normally connected to the CI/CD pipeline, and data will likely go to the production. Is not good. That was the error is coming out. But to our demo right now, okay, what I'm doing, I'm disabling this option protected because I want to upload my data directly into the main branch just to quickly do our next practicals. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so there's option, guys. If you want to disable this option, it's not good practice to disable, but if you want to disable, then it's per project wise. So in your project where you are in right now in your project, if you go to left side in your settings, in the setting of your projects, there's option called repositories. Okay, in the repository of your project, okay, wonderful, you guys. This is the repository that show your data. But if you want to do any setting of the repositories, then we have a setting options here, and here the options called repository. Okay, and here we have this option called protected branches. Okay, click on this expand option, and you will see, okay, that your main branch is being protected. Okay, so allow to force push is been disabled. Only merging is allowed, something like this. Wait, let me unprotect this. That's what I would like to do. Unprotect this branch. Okay, that's all. So it's not good practice, but for our demo right now, I'm doing this thing to do other things very quickly. Now this has been unprotected. Now anybody want to push data? Obviously, you should know password. There's a different point. You can push data in your branch. So now, what data you have in local stuff in my laptop, it will be uploaded into this repository of your project. This file uploaded right now. Okay, this one. So this is one small thing I have done. Now why I've done this, because my plan is to write a code in my laptop and upload to the Gitlab. That's my plan. Okay, and what I want to do in my laptop, I want to write two things. One, I'm going to write a pipeline directly in my laptop. Okay, how the way I showed you yesterday. Okay, and second thing, I'm going to write a code in my respective language. Let's say I'm going to write a code in a language called Node.js. Okay, Node.js, guys, mostly for web applications. Okay, so I want to create web applications from the Node.js. Okay, and that's what I'm doing here in my laptop. So my plan is to create a code in JavaScript with this runtime, and I want this code. Okay, this code will be uploaded in the GitLab, I guess. But same time, okay, let me create one more diagram to very quickly understand. So as a developer, okay, I want two things. Okay, first I want to create a web app. So I select a language Node.js. Node.js, guys, is just a runtime to run the JavaScript code. But to create a web app, we have a framework called Express we can use. I got this down to developer class. I'm giving some basic theme so you guys can relate very quickly. Okay, this is one thing I want to do. I write a code in this particular framework. And second thing, what I want to do, for example, this thing, after I want this thing to upload in my SCM. So my code to be managed here in the SCM repository that is called GitLab in our case. But I want one more thing. As soon as the code reach here, sorry, as soon as the code reach here, okay, I want code automatically run. Okay, I want my code automatically run. Now in the run, what you want to do, you want to build the code. Okay, you want to run the code, you want to test the code. Okay, so what I want to do, you can do with your code. Okay, so for this planning, after code upload, what you want to do with the code. So you are the developer because this is your code, what you want to with your code. So you can create this plan. Okay, and for this plan, you have to create a pipeline. Okay, so as a developer, okay, you can create a pipeline, or maybe somebody with you as operations team members. They can work with you and can give you extra guidance of how Docker work, how to put things, how the port work, how to better securities. There's a different point. So these two different guys work together. That might be one of the example of DevOps. The two teams work together. Okay, and they're going to help us in writing the pipeline. Okay, and one of the example of pipeline guys I already show you in my yesterday class. Okay, so now it is your choice. You would like to write the code directly here from this ID or the notepad or the text editor, or mostly the developer is most comfortable in the laptop. So from their laptop, they write a code and upload in the SCM. Okay, but I don't want to use as a GitHub only. I just want to use this example as a pipeline also. I want as soon as I upload, they will run my code. Okay. So for this, now these two things I would like to do directly in my laptop, and then we'll upload. As the upload, your SCM will see, or not SCM, your GitLab will see. Okay, that now we have one code come up. For them, the code is like a normal text file, but they see this pipeline also come up, and from the pipeline we are giving the instruction to GitLab then what to do next. I want something to be automated. I want continuous integration to be done, depend upon what you write in the pipeline. So this is one way, without coming to GitLab or without logging to this portal from your laptop. If you want to give some instructions to GitLab what to do next, what kind of CI you want to run, what kind of pipeline you would like to run. But right now, for example, in my case, this project I have no pipelines till there's no pipeline. Okay, so what kind of pipeline you want to create, you can create in your laptop. And you guys know, I told you already, for this we have a special file name, this one. Okay, so let me copy this file name and copy and create in my local system. I'm just using test command. Is one command of kind of Linux command. In git bash you can run this command. So let me copy this file. Okay, and right now guys, this black screen is belong to my laptop. One thing, you can't see this file. Any file that has a dot extension, start with dot, is a hidden file. You can use this A option to see this file. So my plan is to create a pipeline here, and my plan is to create the code of my node in again my local laptop. So I'm going to create one more file, and here server.js is a file, or you can give any file name. So this file I'm going to use to create my web application. Okay, and this file I'm going to use to get the pipeline. And who is doing? My developer is doing in the laptop with the help of the DevOps engineer, maybe, or operations guys, maybe, or maybe if you know the concept, he can also write. Okay, so let me do it very quickly. Okay, this part, and from my laptop, okay, I'm controlling everything in the GitHub or GitLab, by pushing the data here. Why I can control? Because of this pipeline file. Okay, this pipeline. So let's very quickly write this code. This code. So what I'm going to do, let me first quickly write this code in server.js. For this you should know the Node or Express. I believe you might doesn't know, doesn't matter. Okay, I'm just quickly writing the code for same demonstration. For your practice, you can have this code with you to do the practice. But right now, I'm writing the code here very quickly. This is Express framework, and I'm using Express class here. Okay, I'm storing in a constant called app. This will help me to get the app, and that's what, guys, the app has been created. So just one click, my app is running on some kind of port number 3000. Just by writing 3 lines, Node with the help of Express framework, they launch my web app or website on port number 3000. Okay, and what I want, anybody who who use this app, okay, come on this port number on their IP address. Okay, when they come on with the get request on the slash path, or let's say on the login path, or let's say data URL, IP address colon port number slash data. If they come on this URL, I will call one function, let's say Linux word function for them. And what this function will do, this function, again, we are not in the programming class, so if you understand or understand, doesn't matter. So we will take the request from the client and we'll give the response to the client. And I'm interested to give more in response. So in the response, I'm going to send, and what I want to send, I want to send, hi, how are you? Or maybe I will look to send, let's say, welcome to Linux world. This is what response I want to send. Or plus, I also want to print something in my local screen where server is running as a console log that client connected on page login or data. So message I'm printing locally. Okay, so that's what guys, code has been completed, and you guys can write better code if you know this concept, right? So this code has been I think the code syntax is right. So this code is written by your developer of your Node or Express or web app. Okay, let me save this code. Okay, and plus at the same time, they also write how they want to run this code in the GitLab, in the CI pipeline. So for this, now this is your role, guys, as a DevOps engineer. Okay, you have to write this pipeline. Okay, and so how you run, you will create a pipeline. How you create a pipeline, you will write your job name, so my Node or web app project. This is your job name. The syntax guy I already explained you yesterday. Then inside your job, you can type a script, for example. Okay, or maybe you can give a stage name also if you want. A stage name. Let's say this is a run stage. You can just give any name here. Okay, right now doesn't make any sense, but in the script, what you can do, you can run the commands, and because this project what I created, okay, is looking for the Express framework, and for framework we have to install the library, and for the Express library we have a command called npm install an Express library. Okay, Express library is means when my code uploaded, because guys, where you are going to run the code, I want after my code upload, my code is run by GitLab. Okay, where in their environment, and they launch their environment inside the Docker. So wherever they run this code, I want this environment to be set up. And for setup, I know my minimum requirement for the code is Express library. Okay, or Java library or Python library, because my code is depend on this library. So as a developer, you just write a code, but who will install this library? Okay, and where you install the library, wherever you're going to run the code. I'm going to run the code on the Docker environment because that's what GitLab by provide. Okay, so either GitLab install this library for you, but how GitLab know which library I'm looking for? Okay, so in this case, in your pipeline, you need to write which library you're looking for. Okay, and that is the reason why this step is not a build step. We are building our setup. Build step. Okay, so we can give any stage name, my build, or something like this, but better name would be, I can say, build stage. Let me give the name my build, so you might be won't be confused with the keyword. It's not keyword, just a name. Okay, so npm is one command in Node. Okay, will help you to install the Express. So wherever this pipeline gonna run, they're gonna run in the Docker. That's what I showed you in my last class. Okay, they will install the Express library there. After this library installed, then we can ask my Node command. Node is a one command, is an interpreter for the code, and ask to run my code this way. Which code? Whichever code we uploaded, I want this code to be run. And this code can be run by node program. Node the command to execute or interpret this code. Okay. So as a developer, I write my code. Okay, that's what I write here. Okay, so that's what the skills of the developer they can write. But as a developer, or maybe the help of operations guys or DevOps guys, they can write this pipeline. This is the duty of the DevOps engineers. This code we write here. File name is lab.ci. This pipeline we write here. Okay. Now, in this example, what you will see something fail. Why? I will explain you. Okay. But let me, because this is what I'm doing in my local system. In my local system, in my Windows. Okay. And I have to push this code to the GitLab. The setup we have already done. Okay. But before this, I have to add all the files in my staging area. Then I have to comment with some comment my node code with dot sorry m for comment. Okay, and then we have to push, and for pushing guys we use the same command, right? The same command we can write for pushing, or we can also only write the git push also, same thing. Can be the okay. So this code has been pushed. Okay, and you see guys here is push, and after the push they fail. They fail. You got this fail because of the other reason. Okay, maybe because of, in this case, of the I think they say the YML code is not right. Okay, because this code syntax they fail. Okay, so they say the code that you uploaded in this file doesn't exist the available stages. I think guys they have the stage name fixed, right? You can't give any other stage name, right? I think this is a one challenge. Even though we have one tool also for testing this file, it's called lint tool. Okay, so lint tool is a one tool who will check in your code, in this code what challenges you have. So so here they say CI2 config file is invalid because you can't give any of the stage name. I think they have the stages fixed, but I thought they had 7 versions we can give the name, but maybe they might update it, but doesn't matter. So these are the name you can give for staging, for stages name. These are fixed name I think they have in the stages name. So that's what the error would be. But there's one tool called lint tool. Okay, so what is lint tool? Normally guys, these kind of languages, okay, like YML or JSON, especially these kind of languages, if you test not the syntax checking is different. If you test what are the keyword you write and what are the respective value you write is right or not. Okay, for example, here my build is a value we have given, but it is not right according to design of this YAML file. Okay, so lint tool will check this and say it is incorrect, and it is not included this keyword. Only these are the only included keywords we have. Okay, so most of these kind of languages has come their own lint tool per platform wise. So every platform has their own keyword and their respective fixed values. Okay, so this is a good thing. So let me check and change my staging area. We're gonna do some changes here. Let me add the file. Let me do one more comment. Changes, new, and then we can do git push. My code has been pushed. Okay, and you can see here as a push, and as you guys see, auto pipeline starts here. Now, without coming here, Okay, without coming here from the from your laptop, you are uploading the code, you're editing the code, you're planning for a pipeline, what all stages you want, what are steps you want to perform in your automation or continuous integration CI/CD part. Okay, and you're sending this instruction to GitLab, and GitLab, because they see this special file, okay, they automatically start a pipeline for you. Okay, by the pipeline fail, and that was the important point why they fail. That's what I'm going to discuss. But as soon as your file upload, they see this file, they start uh, uh, running your pipeline in this file. Now this file is right in the terms of syntax, but because of this file, a pipeline start and pipeline fail. Why they fail? If I click on this link, they say 11-second they run, and this fail or this pipeline, we have a job actually. Okay, whether we have failed job, one pipeline might have multiple jobs, but all the failed job will be listed here. Okay, the in pipeline, this is the project name what I created. Okay, this project with the stage name fail, and this is what they are giving the error why they fail. So they have done multiple things. Here they try to show you the reason why they fail, and they say we try to run this command npm, but this error we got, npm command not found. Not found. Or maybe we can go inside this job, and they give you this kind of black screen that I showed you already yesterday. They fail. Okay, and if you try to see why they fail, so now it is but obvious, but let me again let me tell you why they fail. Because by default, okay, GitLab give you an environment to run your code. That's the Docker environment, that's what I told you. And for Docker, they launch a container, and container they launch from the image. There's a container or the Docker image. And by default, they give you Ruby image. Okay, Ruby image. Ruby image typically means they have the image that is a Linux OS actually. And on the top of Linux, they have given you Ruby interpreter pre-installed. That's the meaning of Ruby image. Okay, they give Linux OS plus the Ruby installed. Okay, and Ruby is a different programming language. Okay, and when you say Ruby installed, it means this image might not have Python installed, might not have PHP installed, might not have Node installed. Okay, and because Node is not installed, so Node respect command, for example, npm is one command of Node that is also not there. If command is not there, that's what the error gonna come up. npm just install. Okay, so this issue is not from our pipeline. This issue is because because the image we are using, they don't have this command. So to solve this issue, we can do two things. Either in this image, after this image launch, container launch, we can first install Node or npm over there. Okay, so we can write we can write in my pipeline. Okay, before this, I will write some more command that will download some software from internet and install some Node software npm in this image means wherever they're running this code. Okay, either you can do in this way, but again guys, right now we're using this pipeline for building and testing, and building testing we have to do again and again and again. Maybe an hour 10 times, maybe every time you do, every time they download, every time they install, it takes a lot of time. It will be no wonder wasting time. And here they also charge you to run the pipeline, GitLab. So the cost will be more connected to your time, how much you run. Okay, so there's no good practice to every time install the software and run it. Rather than what can we do? Okay, we can say to my GitLab, okay, this project is more with respect to Python or the Node or Java. Do one thing, don't use Ruby image. Okay, if you go to Docker Hub, okay, because mostly guys by default they'll download the image from Docker only internally. Okay, and Docker Hub, do you have any image for Node? And the interpreter answer is yes. Okay, we have this image, and very powerful, 1+ billion rating they have, or download they have actually. So this is the image we can use. And this image is pre-installed Linux operating system. On the top of this, all the Node interpreter, tested interpreter, or their npm command they need is been already there. Or maybe some of the Node respective library also there. Okay, so they have this image already with them in the Docker, pre-created by somebody. Okay, so why not we can use this image? Okay, so installing of extra Node or installing of extra npm command will save our time. So my point, guys, here by this example, just want to tell you one small thing. Okay, we can tell my pipeline to change the image. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And for this, we have one keyword called image. That's all. And here you can give your image name. Now this image is created by somebody else, or you can use an image that you created. Okay, so guys, we have shared you some Docker classes to you. Okay, and there I explain you how to create your own images with a Docker file, and how can you upload the image in this account of Docker Hub. So you can create your own image depending upon your requirement, and then in the pipeline you can give your image name. For example, I have my own image with a Vimal 13 account. So I can use any of my images also, depend upon what project I'm running, what is the need of my. For example, if I want to run any PHP code, I can use this image because this has the PHP preset pre-installed. Okay, but here I'm using Node. Node is an official image that is tested, and they keep on updating the image. Any new bug come up, they update, or new version come up, they also update. Okay, that's what we can do. Okay, but the simple line is, for understand this concept, if you want to change the image, you can change. Okay, this I'm again working my local system. Let me again do a commit, because we do some more changes, new change, and let me push again. Okay, and as soon as you push, automatically your pipeline starts. Okay, now if you see in this pipeline, this time you will see in your job. Okay, now they are downloading a different image here. Last time it was Ruby. Now they're downloading the Node image. This is the same name what I show you here. Node, this Node, this image name they are downloading over here. Okay, and there's a possibility this image is come with Node install. This image is come with npm command install, npm, because in my pipeline I use this. So whatever I'm looking in my pipeline, if those commands is there, then this my code will run. We don't know, or maybe you can download this image separately in your Docker system, in your maybe in your local laptop. You can download this image, test this image, check this image, whatever utility you're looking for is there or not. Okay, whatever version of Node they have, you install your code, write your code is there or not, and accordingly you can also update the Node, and also you can give the version also here Node. Then I can give the version, and this version is the version of this Node image. Whichever version you want to give, these are different versions available. You can use of this is the image version. Okay, not the Node version. You can give here. Okay, so now it looks great. They download this image, and after they download the image, they use your own personal repository. That's what I uploaded here in your own project. And now they use npm command. Npm command is used to install Express. This framework installed, and my code is based on this framework. Now Node run this code, and if you see here, this program starts. Okay, program starts. But right now, in this case, okay, whenever you run this command, okay, this command actually start a web app, And the website, web app are those things that is keep on running. They keep on running. Okay. And when they keep on running, you won't able to run the next command. So you want to run any other next command after this, like date command, it won't work. Okay, because this command launch a web app, and after the launch, they will launch on the foreground. And if they're in the foreground, so if you want to go to the next line, it won't work. It means even though my entire project run, the pipeline won't stop. The pipeline won't stop. So here is they keep on running. This is running right now. And they keep on running forever. Because there's some kind of program that's keep on always running till time you manually kill or till time you put in the background. Okay, so in this case, it's keep on running because they are running the web app on the in the foreground of your command line terminal. So they keep on running. Maybe you can do manually cancel this different point, but if you see the job is keep on running, and if you see also again here, okay, the time is keep on counting, and more time you use, more charges they're gonna take in the GitLab. By chance, in your right, by chance GitLab give you per month a lot of time free. So I think some hours they give you free, 400, 500 hours almost they give free. So they won't charge you right here, but this project won't stop. Okay, and that easy region they have given timer options for 1 hour. So they keep on running this project for 1 hour. In the 1 hour, if this pipeline won't stop, they will automatically stops. Okay, because of this kind of issues, maybe. Because this is not a deployment. We are testing this project, building this project. Okay, so there's no good reason to start our server here. So technically, they start the services here. Okay, and this pipeline we created more for building. Okay, after building, you want to test. Okay, so yeah, if you want to run your server, that you can use continuous deployment or delivery. That's what the next topic we will discuss in my next class. Okay, then I want this to be keep on running, and for this we have to do some more extra setup for setting other runners. What are this? We will see. But here in the world of building and testing, I want this software to be installed, this program to run, and here I come with the Sumit there. After run, I want something to be tested. Okay, those things I want to do. Okay, for this, in this case, you have to run this program. By chance, they're running the program in the foreground. So what can you do? You can run the program in the background. So this is Linux keyword actually in the Linux command prompt. Any program that you want to run in the background, so that we can move to the next command and to run some next command. Let's say echo web app started, something like message on the throw. By writing some conditions also, we can type. So that's what I can write. Okay, let me again commit, because as you change new things, no, so keep on changing the commit. Okay, and before this, let me also cancel this project manually because they want to stop automatically. Okay, project cancel. Let me go to pipeline again. Okay, this is one the cancel pipeline I have intentionally. Let me again look at push. Now this code will again run. Okay, now this automation of running is done by your pipeline file, and same kind of things gonna run. Okay, note the downloading, and now this time you will see your application means your app server. App server means your this command launch app server on some port number 33,000, whatever I write in this code. This start, but we put in the background, and because we put in the background, we move to the next line. Okay, and next line run, and after next line run, there's no further stages, there's no further jobs, so entire pipeline will be completed. It's completed. See here, they move to next line, they print and the completed, and your job stops. Okay, so that's how you can work. Or maybe right now, guys, this is a build. Same time, you can also test also. Okay, how? For example, I know in my code, if any client connect to this code on 3,000 port number, they will give me back welcome to the next world. Okay, So we can add some testing also. So in my pipeline, maybe the same I'm putting here. Okay, how can you test? If you really your program run, your server run, where they're in same system, in the same OS where they're launching the Docker. And same system has their own IP address called localhost. So I can use curl command and connect to my local host and my web server running in this program on port number 3000. And the path that I have given in this program is slash data. So anybody come on slash data on this port number, they can see this message. Okay, slash data. This is my path. It's also another route. Okay, and they will obviously come via HTTP protocol. Okay, if they connect, what they get the message, I'm the client who connect to the server. Okay, what message I will get, whatever my application has sent. Welcome to the next one. So I can test something. So this command I can give the output to my next command for grep is a one Linux command and say what output you're getting. In this output, if you're getting Linux world as a message, okay, it means you're successfully connected because this URL is a client URL you connect to the server. Okay, and you really successfully connected is means server is running right. That is a reason successfully connected. Plus, sorry, application running right. That's what you connected. And plus, because they're giving you a reply back. So in this reply, welcome to Linux world. We just searching for one simple string. If Linux world is there, and that's what I write in my code. So this graph will say I found the message. And I told you guys yesterday class also, if graph found the string, what a string they're looking for, then they say send the message successful. And when they send the message successful, it means your pipeline runs successfully. Okay, otherwise they fail. Okay, so same in the same job, or maybe the same stage, we're also building our project, running our project, and testing our project. This also can be done. So it is your plan, guys, how you want to organize your code. Let me again do commit, and let me again push the port. Okay, so let me go to pipeline, and what you will see, you one more pipeline going to start. It should start. So the code is now running. Okay. Now in this code over here, they are running. So my point here is while creating the pipeline, yesterday I show you other approach. Build I done in a different job with the different stage name. Testing I done in the different job with the different stage. Sometimes I run parallel, sometimes I run sequential. That's what I show you in my yesterday class. But in this class, we run all the steps in one single stage. This is step one for building, means setting up the environment, running, and testing. So it is your call how you want to organize depending upon the requirement to requirement. But this time they fail. Why? Because when this app run, okay, either app is not running successfully, maybe something we have issue, but it look like it's running successfully. Okay, or might not be, but it look like running successfully. But maybe this command not fail. Okay, this is my job will fail. Why? Because because in my code, in this code, okay, in this code of my server, I say when any client come and connect to this particular URL on this port number, I will send the message welcome to Linux world, and here LW is capital. Okay, and here I'm searching for LW mode. Here grep command is cache sensitive, so they won't able to find it. That might be the reason they fail. Okay, so what can I do in pipeline code? I will rectify LW, or I can make also my grep command cache insensitive by making option I. LW is small or capital is both the case, they will find this string. Because my plan here is this URL is working or not. Best way is in this URL, what output going to come up. If you find this output or as a string in this output, it means they're working fine. So this is one of the way to test any web application. So web application start and we are testing. Okay. Again, I'm committing MLO custom because only after commit you can push the latest data. So this time you will see one more job run, and if you feel everything is right and fine, things will work. Okay, otherwise there might be some issue in my code that might be possible. Okay, so let's see. So guys, the overall concept I want to explain you here is, okay, based upon your requirement, okay, of your code. Okay, because the software developer life cycle, so code requirement. Who will tell this requirement? Your developers. You develop tell the requirement that my code is written in a language called Node. Again, guys, the field. Now this field is because not of again Linux world. There might be some other reason. I think this URL is not working, and some more issue may be there. Let me check very quickly. Check very quickly. Maybe it doesn't looks any issue. Express this one. This one. This is also running fine. Let me change this path to slash. Curl is a command. Okay, HTTP call slash localhost or a port number. This one looks good. Let me do small change, nothing very technical. Small change I'm doing here. Okay, in my server code, I'm getting the the data in slash path just for quick test. Okay, and when anybody come on slash, this function run, and this function respond you with welcome to the Linux world. Okay, so code looks good. I don't see any issue here. Okay, let me add all the new data. Let me do commit with some message and dot and git push. Okay, so code should work, I believe, but let me see the issue. And when we run, you will see this pipeline starts. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you here is, okay, your developer will tell the requirement, okay, which language they need. Okay, they might give a document, and accordingly, you as a DevOps engineer, or maybe a developer, or maybe we guys work together, depend upon the knowledge base you guys have, your team has. Okay, they can build this pipeline. Okay, and let's say because this code minimum requirement is we need some library, so there's a library I need. Or if you guys working on Java, you can use Maven command to do the things. Okay, and then if you want to test this code, you can run it. Okay, they will tell the command to run it. Or then if you want to test, this is one of the way to test. Otherwise, we can write multiple test cases. So this is one of the perfect way to test. Obviously, my developer can write their multiple test cases, and I'll show you some of the example test cases, and maybe Node or maybe in Java, how to write, not how to write, but how to use the test cases. I already have pre-created or pre-set up test cases. I'll show you how to use and test. No, but your choice. The entire pipeline write in one job or multiple separate job, that will be your choice. Okay, again they fail, and I believe guys one of the reasons why they're failing, because I'm pretty sure the code is right, because I've worked a lot in the Node as a language. Okay, keep on delivering the trainings also. I feel they fail. Okay, because when you run this program, when you run this program, it takes some second to start. Okay. But before they start, we quickly connect to the client. Obviously, the client will fail because server still is running behind the scene. Okay. So what can you do here? I think this is this might be one of the reasons because I feel my code is 100% right. So after this server run, just delay some second. Let's may delay for 5 seconds. So you can check your program maybe locally. When you run your program, how much time it takes normally to run. Okay. So let's say it takes 5 seconds. So I want after server run, I want to delay 5 seconds, Linux command, and then they start the server. And in this case, let me use the same folder to give you the same, just the same demo, what I initially created, same path I'm writing here. And server also, I'm changing my path to data. Okay. So I think that was the reason it's just coming in mind. So let me add, let me commit and git push. Okay. So when you see here, one more pipeline starts. Okay. And guys, what a commits name you give, this name is very important again. I'm giving randomly here. But what a commit name give, always give better name. This I change the port number, I update sleep keyword here to show this issue. So that name will be updated here. So always try to give a better name. Or when you when you give the commit name, they also give one link. So when you click on this link, okay, you will lend it to your repository, and all the commit you have done, you guys know every commit will help you to create the versions. So they create all the versions of all the commits, and every version, guys, they tell you, and they tell you at this point in time, this is what do you change you have done. So the code changes. This is called code differential part. Okay. Or the code differential part they show you here. Okay. At this commit, what a commit you have done last. Okay. Initially code was this one, but you change this one. So they very quickly highlight at this time of commit. In this file, you change this part, or in this file, you change last time was this one, you change this one. Right now, we got just change this one. So when you commit, and when you commit, okay. So at the time of commit, so here, not this one. So at the time of commit, okay, this one format. Okay. So when you commit, guys, you know one more thing from basic command of console git. When you commit, they also give you commit ID. This was the commit ID in your branch. Okay. So every commit you do, they have a commit ID. So at this time, what changes you done, what you had in previous, what you have done right now. So those differences here, B31BA, same 31BA. At this point in time, in this file, you do this change. In this file, they do this change. You can show here. Same thing there in the GitHub also. Okay, that is the reason of your SCM tool or the version control systems that tell you the difference at this point in time, what difference you have done here. Okay, but let me go back to my what I say, even though this also the the hierarchy they show you in this branch. These are the different changes you have done, and this is the latest changes you have done in your main branch. So they show you this entire history of your commits. Okay, this is one commit. You can see the entire history with the timeline, everything they will show you. And if you click on anything, so you can see at that point in time what changes I've done. So at that point in time, I add one new line. Okay, so this point in time, when I do this commit, this line was not there. I added this line. See, plus symbol means this line was not there. After 8 plus symbol, we added this line. So the same concept what you see normally in GitHub also. The good thing, guys, every versions they're managing, everything's they're tracking, and that is then commit is useful. If you don't do commit, they won't track these things. Okay, and commit, if you don't do commit, what you can't upload the latest data. Only commit will store data in the commit area, then the push will take the data from there and upload to the origin, which in my case is called Gitlab. But yeah, let's come to our pipeline. Let's see pipeline run or fail. Okay. Now it's passed, guys. That was the challenge actually. I told you because of the sleep, we need some delay in between. Now my pipeline runs successfully. And if you see, we tested and job success. So my client tested and they found LW string somewhere in this line. I is insensitive, so they find LW capital. But because they found, and this testing done successfully. Okay. So as a developer, what can you do? You don't have to focus much in the testing part or in the running part. Just keep on typing your code, keep on saving the code, keep on pushing the code. That's all. Okay. Right now I'm doing this thing from the black screen CLI, but normally you work in your normal IDE like Visual Studio Code or Eclipse or something like this. So there's an option there. As you save the code, they ask you to commit and push. Just one click, this thing will done automatically. In this case, as you commit, automatically your code upload to GitLab, they run there, they find some error, they find some bug, depend upon what kind of further code you write. And then the life of developer become easy, right? Rather than, right now this code is very small, right? I can do this testing also on my local laptop. But think if the code is very big, it will take a lot of time in running the code, compiling the code, testing the code. So for that point in time, you as a developer have to wait. It would be pure wastage. Okay. So now hand over this responsibility of testing building to the CI/CD tool, or CI tool, in our case GitLab. And by the meantime, they're setting up the environment. Okay, you start working on the next part of your project. Or your project is not dependent upon only on you. You is one part of this project. Okay. And your duty only to manage this file or other files or initial form or web page or front end. Okay. So as soon as you will focus on your code, as soon as upload your code pipeline run. So that is so if you change something from a side, automate pipeline start and run. And finally, my project been tested. If it work fine on all the test cases, means whatever change you done as your part of your entire team work good. Otherwise, if some part is not working, means the integration from your side is not working fine, then you guys can change again, depending on the feedback come from the testing cases or test cases. Again, this is not a testing training. Okay, but test cases again very critical here. So if you have proper test cases written by respective team or your maybe developer, better test cases would be okay, better feedback you get. So respective team can work on their remaining part. Thing that is not working here. But guys, this example, what I'm trying to tell you is we are handed over the entire duty of setting up the environment, like in this case Docker, running the code somewhere, managing the code somewhere, and giving us the feedback back. Okay, is completely handed over to GitLab. Okay, and we as a developer alone or work in a team together as a collaborated way in our system in a laptop to focus more in our software development rather than any other unwanted things in the terms of code, in the terms of management or the infrastructure management or the CI/CD part. Okay, that's what you guys can think of. Okay, so plus here I also show you in this code, if you want to change the image, how can you change the image? I show you over here. Okay, so this is one part. We will do more in this part as we progress in this program. Maybe we can create our own image and use our own image. Okay, I'll show you how, and there I'll show you how to put the image in rather than here. We can put the image in the on personal project repositories over here. That's also I'll show you in some time. Before this, I would like to move to next topic. Okay, but as we progress, we can keep on, making this pipeline as a code more and more mature and adding a lot of functionality as we progress and as the demand, as new requirement gonna come up in our further examples. Okay, but let me stop this topic here and then move to the next topic. Okay, that's again very important to know, and the topic is called runner. Okay, so what is runner? I told you already. Let me very quickly explain. Then we'll go more and deep more into the runner. So whenever you create a pipeline as a code or as code, okay, and when you run the pipeline, either a pipeline run automatically when you change something in this file, or when you upload this file again into your repository, pipeline automatically run. This is called auto trigger. Or you can run your pipeline manually whenever you want to run again and again. So in CI/CD part in the pipeline, okay, there's option called run pipeline. So whenever you want to run, you can run pipeline manually here. Click on run, they will run for you. Okay. Only thing you will tell you is where your pipeline code is located right now. It is there in the main branch and the other branch. I only have main branch, but there's a possibility your pipeline code may belongs to other branch, because my other team member working on some small part of project, they get different branches, it's called sub branch or feature branch, and they put their respective code pipeline. They want to test and run their code in their branch. So their branch name come up if they have, and they have their own pipeline in that branch. I click and that pipeline will run. Okay, and what are variables there? The variables was there. We will talk about variables and secret and vault in some time. Okay, so this pipeline run. Okay, but either you can run the pipeline automatically, this called trigger, auto trigger, or we run the pipeline the way I show you manually. Okay, your pipeline has been presented to the GitLab, and GitLab has the internal GitLab manager that I told you yesterday. Okay, so if you see here, pipeline has been presented to GitLab manager. Okay, now this is due to the manager to run the pipeline, and for this manager is handed over this responsibility to one more program, and this is the one actually who run the pipeline for you, and it's called runner, also known as executor. And typically in the normal world, it is also known as slave program, and this is known as the master program. Okay, and sometimes also known as worker. Multiple name they have, what I want to use, but normally in the GitLab world, we use the word runner. Okay, and this is the one who run your job. But technically, in our case, who is runner here? So technically, runner is actually a Docker container. So technically, this is responsibility of the GitLab manager to start the Docker container. Okay, and Docker container work as a slave or the runner for us. That's what they're doing here. They are starting the executor. Okay, that is Docker. From the Docker image, they are launching the container. As the container launch, your runner starts. Okay, your runner starts. Okay, and inside this runner, that is here in our case Docker container. Okay, then they put the code. Okay, and they perform it. But what to do inside this runner, what process to do inside the runner, what are the steps, it is done by pipeline. So they tell after this, from this image, runner starts. Okay, I want these steps to be performed. So 5 steps to perform inside this container or the Docker OS or the environment or the runner, whatever you say. Okay, this is how it works. Okay, so this is the meaning of the run. That's what I told you yesterday also. But now, if you want to know more about the runner, so there's 2 different kind of runners in the GitLab. Okay, 2 different kind of runner. One is the shared runner. shared runner. Okay. And one is like your dedicated runner, you can say. Dedicated runner, maybe the term you can use here. Okay. What is the meaning? So guys, in the GitLab, per project wise, they give you pre-setup runner, let's call shared runner. Okay. And why they use the shared runner? Because maybe in GitLab, some more team also working in a different account, they also using the runner, and they have some limited resources. Okay, limited resources. So right now, at this point in time, we don't know how much resources available in the GitLab at this point in time. So so maybe this point in time, maybe 2 runner available, 5 runner available, 100 runner available, we don't know. Okay, because the shared services and this services they give you free. So at that spot or this time is like a spot bidding, not bidding access, spot kind of concept. Means there's no guarantee when you need a runner, they give you not. Because shared means other team, other company, other account may also using this runner. So they're giving free. Most of the time you get it free, but it's not guaranteed. Okay. And by chance they are hosted, just extra knowledge, by chance they hosted this runner on the GCP cloud, Google cloud. There's a different point to know. So this runner is running on the GCP cloud and is giving free to us. Okay. And so this runner, what I'm running right now, we use right now, this is the shared runner, and they're giving you free for some hours per month basis. Okay. This is one thing. Okay. But the only challenge the runner is not guaranteed always you get this runner. It's one thing. And second challenge in this runner is because this has been managed by GitLab. Okay. So maybe because of some security compliance, maybe you don't want anybody manage for you. You have your own setup, you have your own security management, or other points would be you can't do here. Okay. So this is purely managed by GitLab. Sometimes it's good. In our case, till now is looking good. Everything they were managing, that's what we wanted. But sometimes that might not be the case we need, right? We want, because of some security compliance or some other reasons, I want my runner, that's called slave node or worker system, to be managed by us. The second challenge we have here. Okay. So because of these challenges, we can go for dedicated, where we can bring our own resources. Okay, we can bring our own resources. Okay, means okay, I can launch my own Linux system, Linux OS. Now it is your choice. You want to launch your Linux OS maybe in on premises in your laptop. Okay, maybe in your AWS cloud or other cloud, maybe in virtual machine, it may be inside Docker container, it may be Linux, it may be Windows, it may be Mac, maybe running inside the Kubernetes, you may be running inside the OpenShift, whatever possible thing you implemented you want. Okay, wherever you can launch your operating system. Okay, and which are the platform you can launch, with the cloud you can launch, whichever the way you can launch. Okay, you bring your own setup. Okay, and because that is your, and you have entire control, you can implement all the security, you can add more and more RAM, CPU. Okay, you will pay your own bills here. Okay, everything you will manage if you want. Okay, only thing is this system you can add here, and they will work as your runner. So you can add your own dedicated runner in wherever you want to add. Okay, it means when you run the pipeline, this pipeline will go and run in your run. Okay, and runner will be your Windows laptop or Windows running in the cloud, or maybe in the Docker, Linux, and whatever, where you Kubernetes pod, OpenShift pod, whatever you know, and wherever you want, according to project demand, you can do it. Okay, good thing about the runner is you can have a complete control in all the forms, in resources and security. Bad thing is extra part we have to handle. This management we have to handle. Okay. Here GitLab is not handling these resources. This is your part. Okay. You just connect. Only GitLab what they do, any new job come up, they will hand it over to this runner and they keep on tracking this runner. Okay. The way they are doing here, something fails, something pass. They keep on tracking here. Accordingly, a remaining part of analytics report, this kind of output, everything they go you give you same. The only difference gonna come up. Instead, they launch this runner. Here, this runner from the share runner. How? Dynamically. So this is more like a dynamic in nature. When the demand comes, they are totally launch. Instead, in this case, we have dedicated, already connected. It's already running. When the new job come up, they hand it over and they get the output back. Okay, they get the output back. So that's what can also be done. So depend, guys, what you want. Both the options we have here. Okay, so let me show you how can we do. So again, this is also per project wise. The good thing at the GitLab is they are managing everything per project wise. So we have two projects. We have two projects. So maybe here I want to go for dynamic runner is called shared runners, or here I would like to go for dedicated runners, our whole on managed runners, I can say. So anything you can go, or you can go for both options. Okay, so let me show you in this example in our repository. So if you want to go and see your runner, so again, there's one kind of settings I would like to do. So just go to setting part of your project, and because this belongs to CI/CD, so click on CI/CD. Okay, and this option guys called runners over here. And so run the process and pick your CI/CD jobs. Okay, and if you click on the expand part of it, you can see there's a two different kind of runner. One is specific runner or shared runner. Specific means that's what I was talking about. It is your dedicated runner or your managed runner. Okay, and this shared runner. So shared runner is managed by GitLab only. It's running on the Google Cloud platform. It is free to use. Okay, and this runner, guys, they give you 400 minutes per month. CI run means total 400 minutes they give you free per month, and by per group something like this. But this much they give you free. Otherwise, if you go to other plan from the GitLab, you can go to plans. Okay, and right now at this point, 43 runner is free at this point in time. There are some few name of the runner they give you managed under the by the GitLab. So these are 43 runners name they give you over here. Okay, this might be more or less, we don't know. Okay, but if you see the plans here, so there's a one platform. This you can have a free account. Okay, let's go forever free. Okay, for a feature I can say per month 0, and here they give you 5 GB storage free, this much data transfer free, this much minutes of CI/CD. Okay, means when you run the job, they say that they show you 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. To total 400 minutes they give you per month free. But if you want to go for more time you need, some extra support you need, and those was the different plans they have. So it's very clear. Otherwise, you can see the whole what they're talking about. You can see here. Okay, this is what the plans they have. Or if you want to go for your own runner, because you might have some specific requirement of your project, and there you need specific system, or maybe you need a bare metal with some licensing attached with the core of your hardware, or maybe any other requirement, right? So where you can come and take your own runner. Okay, it's a specific runner. But you have to set up the runner. Right now, I don't have any specific runner here. Otherwise, this name come up. Okay, so how can you set up your own runner? I connect your outside runner. That's what I'm going to show you. Okay, you can connect as much as runner as you want over here. Okay, so how can you connect the runner? So for this, you should know your requirement. Let's say my requirement is I would like to run a job, and job need to run in one Linux operating system. Okay, so this is what my need is. So I'm looking for the Linux operating system. Now it is your choice. Linux you're running in a laptop, or you can run in AWS cloud. There will be your choice, depending where you want to run your job. Okay, so I'm going to run my Linux operating system on the top of AWS cloud to make the things very faster. So I already have the AWS account with me, and those who don't know how to get the account in AWS, or those who don't know how to launch the OS in the AWS, I will share some video to you in a portal. You guys can learn over there, or I think this video might be there in your learning portal. Okay, so I'm going to launch one operating system here. Okay, as an instance in the AWS cloud, I'm using Amazon Linux. You can go for other Linux also. So this is one settings, one OS I want, add tag. I'm just giving this is my GitLab runner number 1. Okay, security, I'm enabling all traffic for some reason. So anybody is from anywhere or any port they can connect. I don't want to set a firewall right now. We can add in the future. And let me launch and let me connect. So one, that Linux has been launched somewhere, or maybe you can use your own laptop also if you have direct connectivity. Okay, in your public IP, I can say. Now, what I want in my GitLab. Any job go to my GitLab. Okay, GitLab run this job in this OS. So this OS will be your run. This is also known as slave node. Okay, for this, what you have to do, you have to set up the system as a runner, so that GitLab, whenever GitLab come to you, you can listen to GitLab and take the job from the GitLab and follow the instruction what GitLab is talking about. And that is a reason why it is also known as slave node, because you work as a slave, means worker work accordingly what instruction given to you. Okay, so for this, in this system, you have to run some program. Okay, it's like agent program or the slave program. This is known as a runner program. So to make any system like Windows, Linux, or Mac as a runner node, you run some program here. Okay, that program is known as GitLab runner program. Okay, that's what I'm going to do here. So in the GitLab, if you see here, so how do runner instruction can be done? If you click here, they show you these are the environment you can set up the runner directly. Okay, but let's say if you want to set up in Linux or in a Mac and Windows, so they have given you the commands here. Okay, or Docker also they give you a link to follow and set up your own runner. So you can use your own Kubernetes. If you know Kubernetes, you can set up your own Docker, you know, to set up somewhere and set up the runner there. I'm showing in the Linux system. Okay, and here they give you very simple commands. Okay, so this is the runner software that you can download. Okay, that's what I'm going to do here right now. So in this OS, let me connect. So this is the OS running in Linux. Let me log into my root account. Okay, and first step is I will download the software. Let me copy this link to download this software. Okay, and this software downloaded, and because this is a binary file, if you want the software to be run, then you have to execute this software. So I'm executing the software with chmod command, maintaining the permission. Okay, the software has been means permission change. We can run it for good practice. Right now, logging with root account is not good practice to run your executor directly from this account as a admin account. So we can create a separate account if you want. Otherwise, you can directly run also. So we can create a separate account by this user add. Okay. Best. So one new account created. Okay, one new account created. Okay, with one of the Git. This is the name of the account. I know 1 minute. So they given the list name Gitlab runner. So this is the account they created. Okay, and now I'm going to install the runner from this account. Okay, so the runner will run with the power of this account rather than the root power. Good for security. So I'm just installing this runner with the power of this account. Okay, so your runner has been installed, and now when the runner will run, they will run with this power rather than the power of the root account. Okay, and you want to start the runner, click here, and this runner program is a process that start behind the scene. Even if you see the PS command, you can see the runner program has been started. This program has been started. Okay, and they're running behind the scene with the power of this process. You're looking for root, but they're running with the power of GitLab user. You can give any other name also for the user, but this is what they're running behind the scene. That's all. Now, this is how you can install the runner. This is how you can set up any OS to work as slave node or the runner node. Okay, it will be anywhere. Only thing is between GitLab and your system should have a connectivity or network connectivity, and there's no firewall in between. Because when you run the runner, okay, if you run the netshred command and see the port number, okay, so right now, okay, they are not running maybe in TCP or UDP, whatever would be. I think they might be work in different port or different port maybe. And they are, because runner is going to connect actually to the server. This is what I'm showing you here. So technically the idea would be runner is the one who is going to connect. Okay. This runner program is the one who's going to connect to GitLab to keep on checking the instructions. Right. Here for this you have to register. There's no port in here. Okay. So how to register? So runner has to register here because right now we only installed the runner here. Okay, we just installed the runner here. Okay, but now GitLab is different system. My Linux system is different. We know we have installed the runner, but this guy has not connected yet. So that is a reason. If you see, okay, there's no name here, nothing here come up. So last thing what we have to do, we have to connect our slave or runner computer to the GitLab, and then the option gonna come up here. The name gonna come up here. How to do this? For this, we have a command. This is called register command. This command we have to run. Okay. Let me copy it here. So we have to register. And for registering, two things we have to write. The URL. So I'm the runner program, like agent program. Where is my server running? It's running over here. And for registration, guys, we need a password. Obviously, I don't want anybody can connect. Okay. So my Linux system or Windows system had to give password here. That password is more like a token. And how can you get the token? Same screen. If you see here, you can see a token here. So this URL, I want runner to be correct. That's what I typed already. Okay. And this is a token. So obviously I won't share this token to anyone. Okay. So these guys can also connect with me. It means if they connect with me, so maybe next job runner the job will be run in their system, and the job run in their system, the entire code will go there, and they might see my code, and my code might contain some sensitive data and password. Okay, so I don't want anybody unwanted connect me as a runner and the slave system. Okay, and that is we have the security of token. Even though guys now you know my past token, also you guys can also connect with me. but this project is used as a testing. You can read, but this is the important credential I can't give. Okay. So here, they say you are running right now. This system is Linux system. Yes. Okay. And you're going to connect with this GitLab. Yes. This is the token you are using. You're right. Yes. So, okay. And this is the host name of the computer. Okay. If you see the host name, this is what the host name they show you. I say yes. Okay. And guys, a runner, you can give the tag. Tag is very important because I can connect multiple runners. Okay. Every runner we can identify with the tag. Okay. So tag may be Linux tag, tag may be Windows tag, tag may be Red Hat Linux tag may be database, tag may be data center 1, region US, region India, team 1, team web. So depend guys, in this runner, which kind of project you want to run. So tag will help us to properly schedule the respective job in the future. So we have tons of turn and running. When the job run, we can tell this job run on the Linux tab. This job will run on the system that has tag attached with Docker. So giving the better tag is always good. But let me give a tag called Linux. And we can add more. Let's say I might to do something in this OS. Let's say my OS. Or let me give one tag called Docker. Okay. So I can give multiple tags with commas separated. This tag is very important. Okay. Anything about the as a note you want to write? I don't want to write any note. That's okay. Now everything will work great, guys, and your runner succeeded. So the registration runner is succeeded. Okay. Enter executor in this node. What kind of executor you want to run means how you want to execute the code in this node. So I want shell to be used. So whenever anybody connect to this node, okay, how they will execute the something, they're going to use shell. Or maybe inside this node, I can also add Docker setup. So inside the Linux system, I can have my own Docker, and I want any job come up, they will run inside the Docker, or maybe inside the Kubernetes, or maybe inside the virtual box. Let's say this is the virtual machines. Okay, I'll talk a little bit more about executing sometime. Okay, but let me add two things. Okay, Docker and shell. But we'll discuss a little bit more about it in some time. Just focus till here. Okay, so only one executor you can give. Actually, you can't give more than one. Let me use shell. I'm giving one shell. So that's all, guys. Your entire setup of your runner created, and whatever setting you have done here is stored in this file in your system locally. So if you open this file, etc GitLab config, this file they created. So in the future, if you want to change anything, maybe in the future you want to change executor or token or some more things you can change in the future also. Why you need, we will discuss also. What execute also, we will also discuss. But I think till now, everything has been very much clear. Okay, very much clear. Now it's been installed successfully. It means my runner is a one different system running anywhere connected to the GitLab as a runner or as a slave. So if I refresh this page, if everything is working good in your GitLab, in this project, what you'll see, okay, now we have one specific runner running. And if you notice, guys, what a tag I given here is not stored locally, because local we don't need this. Okay, this tag is been from your system loaded to the GitLab, and now GitLab know about your OS this with this tags. Okay, so what is the use of this tag? We'll discuss more. Okay, when we run the specific job. Okay, so idea will be something like this. Now we have some runner running a specific, running shared. When we run the job, in this case, GitLab can run job anywhere, maybe here, maybe here. But if I specify my job, I want to run my job only in my OS. So this job will be run only in this OS one. Okay. Or I can say I want to run my job only in shared, for example, because we have shared name here, they run here. Or Mongi, they will run here. Whereas our Windows 1809, they will run here. So with the help of with the help of this tag, okay, we can specify which runner to use, or maybe I have multiple special runner I can use that runner details. Any point in time, we can pause this runner. If you want to stop accepting job, you can remove the runner, you can edit something. If you want to edit something runner, or maybe you can click in this link about this runner. They will tell you the detail. Okay, they tell you this runner is active right now because not paused. They tell you the tag here. They tell you this node has this public IP address, even though if you see here in AWS cloud, this has the same public IP of this system. Okay, this is the host name of this node. Okay, if you see this where it is, the host name of this node, this one. Okay, and some more detail, last connect, all the things they show you here about this node. Okay, or if you've seen the runner and there's option for edit, okay, you can do much more thing here. You have to stop, protect this node, untag the jobs. Okay, you can add a more tags, change the tags. So all the things you can do whenever you wanted to do here. Okay, so this is how. Let's get hold for a second, please. 1 minute, please. Can you hold? Okay, so guys, I just paused for 2-3 minutes. So yeah, that's all guys, runner has been created. Now we have multiple runners. So depend upon the specific job, you can tag your job for respective runners. So let's say I want to run the job only in shared, only in Postgres, or only in MyOS. You can tag in your respective job. Okay, so after having the specific tag set, you can tag. For example, very quickly, let me write one job here. So in this repository, okay, let me add change something in the file. Guys, my tag name is for MyOS, for example. I would have done my job here. So I'm running, changing some file, and changing in my in my pipeline code. And what I'm doing here, okay, let me copy this code, so backup. And just removing all the things here. Okay, and then also change this part. I don't need. Let me run this script. And let's say I want to run one simple command script. Let's say echo hello. That's all. Okay, but here I want this. I have multiple now runners left, say a share or specific or dedicated, I can say. But I want this job to be to be run in the specific runner. So we have one tags options. Okay, we can set the tag, and we can give a tag name, right? For example, MyOS. That's all. That's so simple, right? This project or this job is going to run on this particular runner that has this tag. Okay, give more tags also, depending upon which one is free, they will run. But this tag they use, and they will run this particular command there. Or maybe command, maybe anything you want to do, Python code, Node code, maybe you want to run something like let it Docker, anything you can type there. Okay, so this is how it will work. So let me run this pipeline if the syntax is right. Now the code is valid. Now this pipeline starts. They fail. Okay, they fail because maybe my syntax may be wrong. But here they fail, even though it's not failed because of my syntax, they fail because of the reason. So my runner now allocated to this OS, this what perfectly working fine. Okay, and now guys, you might understand the meaning of executor now. So when you currently this runner, which command they use to run your pipeline? So they use shell command to run your pipeline. Okay, but here the field, because by default nature there is always is, okay, when you run your runner, they always download your local repositories, or repository belongs to a project. And for download repository, they need a git command. But in my runner, I don't have the git command. It means this in this runner, because they use this runner to download the repository first. I don't have the git command. That's what is in the field. So what can you do? Either here or maybe in the pipeline where you want, you can install the git. Or you can think git is a minimum requirement for the runner to run. You can think in this way. So either install the git manually in your runner, or you can also put in your pipeline. Okay, first run install the git. Okay, that is a one reason. Let me rerun my pipeline. Also, we can retry from here. They will rerun your pipeline or job. Now, because of my tag, okay, my manager has allocated the git runner to this OS running in my AWS cloud, my own managed Linux system. Why? Because we add this tag. This tag is only matched by this OS. Okay, and we use shell as executor, means all the things in my pipeline file. This is my pipeline file here. Let me show you. Okay, this is the latest commit I did, latest change I did. So in my pipeline file, let me show you here very clearly. In the pipeline file, okay, we're going to run this command. But this command run by what? A script. Which is script? Shell scripting, Python scripting, Perl scripting inside the Docker with the Kubernetes. Who gonna run this? Who gonna execute this command? So this command executed by your shell. Which OS you are running, their shell they gonna run. Why? Because I set shell as my executor. You know, why setting the runner, I set the executor there. Even though, let me show you one more time. Okay, in my in my executor, I sell my executor shell. Okay, this is a point here. And now they download the repository, even though we don't need anything in the repository, but they download it for you. Okay, in your GitLab runner home directory, because this account I use behind the scene in my runner, and finally they run this code for you and they print the message. Okay, but whatever you want to do on this OS, okay, you can do over here. Okay, maybe your plan maybe something like this. Okay, I have built my project, and after project build, I will have to use this OS for deployment purpose. Okay, I can do the deployment. Okay, for example, in my pipeline, where it is in this pipeline, okay, I can add multiple steps. Okay, so let me do very quickly. Let me edit. Okay, so in this pipeline, I'm going to write a multiple job. This is my build job. Okay, and I'm going to run a script here, and this script is going to create one file, maybe maybe welcome, okay, with a file called index.html. This is the source script will do. It's kind of build script. Okay, and after this build script created, I would have to store this thing in my artifacts. What artifact I told you already yesterday. Okay, so they store this thing into your artifact, and what I am to store in my artifact, I explained to you. So in my artifacts, let me first create one folder. I'm going to create a folder called my build. This file I'm going to create into my other folder. That's why I show you. I tell my artifact that I have multiple paths, but one of the paths that I have, I want to create a backup copy of it or archive of it. Which folder? My build folder over here. So this is one job I run. Maybe let me give the stage name also. The stage name is maybe maybe let's say build stage. Build stage is done. Then now I will create one more job. This is my let's say test job. Okay, in test job, let me give a stage name here for checking, let's say test stage. Okay, and here I'm going to run my script. Okay, and here script will be maybe I want to test this file. So I can say I will test that this file contain welcome message. Okay, if I put welcome message, the file contain welcome message, where the file is in my artifact, this location with this file name. Or whatever test you want to do, that will be your choice. So this is stage 1, stage 2. Okay, and then after everything will work fine. Okay, guys, see here, there's if you notice here I'm not giving any tag. So now it is a duty of GitLab where they want to run this job. Maybe they might run this job in their own shared runner. This job may be run in the shared runner. Okay, but after everything tested, okay, I want finally this file. Find this file from this particular folder. In this file would be copied in my folder called where.html. And those who know a little bit about Apache Web Server, okay, this is the location for hosting the website. So in this runner, I pre-set up my environment. Okay, I installed my Apache web server because this is a one-time setup. Here I can install the software manually, or here you can use Ansible to install this setup. Ansible is a one tool to automate install something or to automate configure something. Okay, so my web server starts, but in my web server, I don't have any web pages here. And because you don't have any web pages, so anybody who come to your real IP address, okay, they won't able to see any data here. By default, they see the web page, test page. Okay, but now if you want to deploy your website, okay, you can create this pipeline. You can create this pipeline, and this is the help of this pipeline. You can deploy your website. Okay, how? So you can write this kind of stages. I want first to build to be done. Get this web page. Right now, get this web page very static. Okay, but you can do much more thing. You can create a node code or Java code, compile it, save this final code package here. This is called artifact. Then test if you want to do test. Okay, after testing done, then you want this final code to be deployed in this page, and this particular job is going to run on this OS. And this is the OS, let's say, running in my production environment. Again, now this is for continuous deployment. Okay, so we are doing CD part continuous deployment delivery. There's some difference. We'll see in the future classes. But let's say continuous delivery or the deployment, what is here right now, we'll do. Okay, so, and because I want this job to, by default they run in parallel, but I want my job to be run even though, guys, let me give this stage also a name. Let's say this stage would be maybe whatever stage you have. You can see the name actually. I think they give some name to the stages, but let's say this is a stage names in Gitlab. What are the different names they have? Okay, so I'm looking for some name, maybe stages or release, for example. Okay, or what a name would be. Let me give some name. Maybe let's say this is a release. If they have the stage name available, I can give it. Okay, and now they run in the these stages in parallel, but I can say I would like to give the sequence. I want they run in sequence. I want first build will run, then I want then test stage will run, then I want to release. Means I want to release this product to my production environment or to other systems. Okay, and where to launch, I have given the tag name of that OS. I know this is my final system. I want to run here only. Okay, that's what we can give here. So till here it is like a continuous integration, and after everything tested, I will release my product to a main server managed by us to have more RAM and CPU connected to internet. Okay, my application website connected to internet, I will release there. There's a continuous CD, continuous delivery or deployment. There's some difference we'll see. Okay. Now, if I do some changes here, okay, code is valid, right, and your job starts, and your job will run in one by one. This build is going on, then job test will run. But if you see the build, right now, guys, the build, they run in this runner. Which runner they pick automatically? By default, they always pick the shared one. So build run the shared, but because this runner they shared, they launch, they delete. But what a main package I have, file I already archived. So other job, my package will be reached there. Okay, so if I go back, your package will be reached there. So now build is done. Then I go for past. Okay. In this past, I will go and this test has been done. And because because my I got my code from my build. Okay, I got my code for my other archive, so I can very quickly check this code and get it. Okay, and if we go to next one, this might fail because we might have to do something else also there, but it failed. Let's see what is the reason. Okay, they fail because we are running this job. Okay, and here we ask them, because this time this job run not in the share, they run in our dedicated runner in this OS. In this OS, okay, but they fail because we ask them, okay, whatever repository you downloaded, okay, or whatever the case would be, you have to do some kind of copy, but they've denied. Why? Because this job is actually run by a user called a runner user. For example, this job is run by this user, and this user have no power. Even though, let me log into this user, get lab hyphen runner. So this is one user, and if you ask this user, can you copy something, or you can create something, some file in this folder? In the folder, they have no power. That's what the error is. They can't copy and create the file here, because this folder only created by root your other users. So some kind of basic security issue. We can resolve it very quickly. So this folder, I'll deimage folder. We don't have power. Okay, nobody can create the file in this folder apart from root. Okay, so what can do? We can give some permissions. Multiple way we can do. One of the way we can do is we can change the group. Okay, we make Gitlab user is a member of this folder. Okay, and also we're giving a group power. So the basic Linux permissions I can give here with respect to security. Okay, so in this folder, this group or the user of this group, that's what I'm the user is. I have power here. The second point is a group power. W power we have means we can write. Okay, so small change I've done just because security point, we can do it. Now in this case, if I rerun my this particular job, okay, the job they are allocating to your respective things. Now everything works great. Okay, and finally in your production environment, wherever you hosted your system, your application has been hosted. Here, welcome. They have been hosted. Okay, so this is guys how we can add more things, but the point here is, okay, the point here is, let me go to editor again. So in the GitLab, this is your CI part, and whatever you want to write here, let's say welcome. That's all. Maybe let's say welcome to Linux world. Let me put here in the single quote. Okay, and this is building here just for test welcome is there. The test will fail because welcome test will pass because welcome is there, and this file I'm going to release to my production. Now, where this production system running or where the other system running, right? It may be running Kubernetes, Docker, Windows, Linux, Cloud, AWS Cloud, GCP, wherever you want to connect, you can connect because of the one of the way is because of the run. Okay, right now this is connected already. So let me again run my pipeline one more time. So pipeline run. You see here this all 1, 2, 3 stages. The stage build is going on, then test will do, and then the release will happen. This entire pipeline has been created. We'll go more deep into this, and more example we will see in my next class, but trying to give you the entire context. What can you do? Depending upon requirement, you can do much more thing. And we'll do a lot of practical with respect to Dockers also. Try to connect Docker as a runners, our own runners, and do a lot of interesting concepts. Now this has been built and released, and finally your new code released to your production environment or anybody connected publicly. You can see this latest code to come up. Okay, this has been done successfully. That's all, guys. I just want to conclude this class. Okay, the remaining portion, guys, again, a lot of interesting concepts we have here that I'm going to discuss in my next class. Next class, guys, we planned for next weekend, but next weekend I'm on traveling on Saturday and Sunday. So I just need to schedule your class on the next weekend, not in 6th and 7th, or next weekend we will continue this training portion. But by the meantime, I highly suggest, okay, whichever tools and technology you know, maybe Kubernetes, maybe Docker, maybe GCP Cloud, maybe Windows, okay, try to create a multiple runner. Every runner give the tags and run your respective code, maybe Node, Python, JavaScript, PowerShell, shell scripting, and do this, create this pipeline. Okay, and then we make this pipeline more mature in the upcoming classes. So any query if you have till now, you guys can ask me. Yeah, Ashish, we will talk about authentication, right? In my upcoming classes, we will talk about authentication and the role and other things also in my next classes. Pransu, Jenkins executor and GitLab executor are almost same concepts. Like almost same concepts. Okay, so this example, what I show you today, is almost the same what you see in the GitLab. Okay, the difference is it's not executor. GitLab give you this option as a flexibility that you can connect your own executors. Okay, otherwise, if you try to compare with other features, that was GitLab is giving one single portal to manage other DevOps related things, the ones in the portal. Okay. Again, every cloud has their own DevOps stack. Azure DevOps, in AWS we have AWS DevOps with a lot of other tools, right? But they're more specific. They're cloud. All the integration they do, or it is been mostly they do with their cloud resources, and then we have to optimize for the cloud their own resources, right? They can give you options for creating their repository. They give option to manage Docker registry, but that is more specific than the cloud platform. Okay, but GitLab is a general. General means one central platform, and they give you lot of integrations with multiple different cloud, multiple different. You can set up a hybrid cloud. You can connect to Kubernetes. You can connect to OpenShift. You can connect to on-premises. Tons more things they give you. As we progress, you'll see more and more options here. Okay. Otherwise, if you think you are more specific, you're working everything in AWS cloud or Azure cloud, then using the stack of DevOps or stack of DevOps in AWS or Azure can be useful. But nowadays, because of this hybrid cloud or multi-cloud world, we need some central tool that has a given capability to connect every or any kind of integration we can do. And that context, GitLab is much useful. Okay, but if you have any specific use, well, you only want to use per cloud respective resources, then using their product makes much sense rather than use GitLab or something like this. Okay. So it to run simple payment, it is asked to verify account with card. Ashish, I don't know why these options coming to you. Which card you're talking about? Okay, so if you can will again emphasize what exactly you're asking. So Bhumirathi, we have one discussion cache management, caching management, I can say. Okay, So we can create some caches, right? If something they're doing again and again, for example, they're going to Docker image and download again and again, we can manage some local caches in GitLab. So thing will be very quickly, or thing will be very optimized. So in my next class, I will talk about the caching management. So what you're asking, it can be solved. So Ashish, I don't think so. They're asking debit or credit card. Okay. Because in my case, yesterday only, this account I created here. Okay, my 102 day back only. But in my account, they're not asking any password. Maybe you are trying to upgrade the account or trying to go for some premium facility here where I show you that time they might be asking the password or the card, but just go and check, use the free tier, no card required, and that's what they're not asking from me also. So as a CI means we need to deploy the WAR file and deploy the application. And testing team will test the application. CD will deploy, we can testing team will test application. Again, actually, guys, in today's class, I haven't explained you CD actually. By chance, on the flow, I given you this demo very quickly. Just post board next class. I will explain you what exactly CD means, what actually CD means, continue delivery and deployment will do. I don't want you please conclude. Don't conclude right now. So again, just wait for the next class. Let me clarify. Let me first explain this concept. You get the actual meaning of CD, and then that will be right time to differentiate between CD and CL. Okay. So that's all. So that's all, guys, from my side. See you in the next class, and we'll go more deep into this topic. I just suggest just set up this setup for you and do this demo at least. I'll share this code to you in your respective Google Drive, and and please attend some class in the morning time. Cell, actually, I have multiple classes actually connect to each other. We'll try, but might not be possible, right, to have the classes at different time. But we'll try. How can we do it? Something. Okay. So that's all, guys. See you in the next class. And that's all. Bye. Good day. Take care. See you.